It's again a privilege for me to have a small introduction about our next speaker, Joachim. So, of course, as I mentioned in the first presentation, your family background is extremely important. And as we learned from Danny's presentation as well, it's very, very important to come from a family who actually supports you all their lives. So Joachim's father was a judge, and his mother came from a distinguished Manshof family, and they had really social ties, including a friendship with Goethe's family. So Joachim had 3 siblings. And also at the very beginning, the early experiments, and we really have to think about maybe to start earlier our career than at high school, that he did plenty of experiments, and he collected bottles filled with various chemicals, including hydrochloric acid and gasoline, and after producing gas by heating coal, on one occasion his experiments, of course, resulted in an explosion, but happily we still can welcome him today. And very, very important that these kind of experiments, if you do at home, you didn't tell your parents, and he could continue after that, actually, his experiments. So concerning the school years, he immersed himself in a massive 20-volume encyclopedia to learn, because, of course, you have to have really a strong knowledge in it. And in high school, he developed a strong interest in science classes with a particular fascination, actually, of physics. And, of course, he continued his early experiments, not as dangerous as the first one was, and actually they built up several different small equipments, including actually different kind of materials like crystal radios. So he spent most of his savings on different transistors, resistors, and capacitors. Concerning the university studies, actually he was graduated in Freiburg, and after he went through all the other education part, in his part, and his master's, he worked at an institute researching the backscattering of electrons on liquid gold. After that, he received a scholarship to the US, and he was awarded a prestigious Harkness Fellowship to continue his research there. And in his academic journey, he also took part to Berkeley and also Cornell, where he further developed his expertise. And actually, if we look his scientific background, he actually created a highly important methodology, and he was the very first who showed 3-dimensional cryo-electromicroscopy reconstructions of the E. coli ribosome. And of course, as we learned from Dan's presentation as well, of course, when you discover something completely new, you have to fight for it, you have to publish it. And actually, the very first and highly important article in this topic, when he submitted it, was rejected from the major journals, but he kept going, and after published, and this publication after that, when the other people realized how important it is, it became actually used worldwide. After that, in 1975, he started his career in Albany, and he developed different other spider image processing systems. And not surprisingly, because his fascinating research gave the possibility to the world to understand different molecules, he was awarded in 2017 the Nobel Prize in Chemistry. But he was in many, many other things he discovered, so he should have received multiple Nobel Prizes, actually based on his discoveries, so actually including the first 3D visualization of ribosome bond transfer RNAs, and I can keep it going, but actually his research were absolutely fundamental. In his current position, he is currently at the Columbia University, And not surprisingly, based on during his career, he's received so many prestige awards and honors. But as Danny Shechtman showed in his life, what is the most important part of our life is very easy to say that family, and we are more than happy to welcome his wife Carol here, who we have the chance to come, and the grandchild and everybody here, and it's really beautiful to see this lovely family. However, we are always asked by the students, if I became to be a scientist, I need to forget anything I enjoyed before. And this is completely not true, because if I look at actually Joachim Frank's career, he's a brilliant artist as well, and he wrote plenty of fiction books, and he also published it, and he is also an author of several other fiction stories in his entire life. So science has not even stopped him publishing or doing what he really likes, but even stimulated his mindset to do other things than science. He's also a brilliant photographer, and he showed it many, many times, so he enjoys the nature around him. And he has also favorites. He enjoys classical music. He's a big fan of it. I also learned that he is more of a white wine person than a red wine person. So there are plenty of things he still enjoys besides science. And he also has wisdom for the young, that keep your peripheral vision open. Don't just follow a specific plan because you just don't know what opportunities come along. You just have to keep a very open eye, and you have to be prepared to be lucky. And we are lucky also because we are very honored and very distinguished, and it's a privilege for us to welcome Joachim Frank at our academy as well, and we would like to thank him and his wife, their very valuable time that they flew over to us and celebrate with the students, science and education. Thank you, Joachim, and the stage is yours.